Jesus, Joe, what the hell are you saying? I'm sorry, Joe. That makes literally no sense. I would ask if you're high, but that's pretty much a moot point. You probably are. I'm sorry, what? Seek medical attention, Joe.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Use it as they would pick people up and erase their memory and toy
Experiment
with their
on them?
asshole. That's crazy.
Well,
That's less likely than the hundreds of billions of galaxies.
Day 45. Let's go over this real quick. What Joe just said there was hundreds of billions of galaxies. That's an interesting situation he's got going on. So that would mean that out of those galaxies, they picked ours to come to? Why would they do that? What Joe and even Tim did not address is that what will make aliens like humans? Impossible or improbable. Meaning that they would have to have the same sort of wants and needs like humans. For instance, let's say this civilization out in the whatever galaxy is about 100 million years old. They're probably so far advanced that we as humans are insignificant to them, much like an ant to a human or a human to an ant. It's kind of an interesting situation to where people will say, well, aliens have come to Earth. Really? Why? If they have all that technology, why would they come here? It doesn't make any sense. In fact, it's more improbable than impossible.
well, so I got a few. There's a few issues I see in terms of aliens and Earth contact. Right, we are substantially more connected, in an evolutionary chain to ants than we are to any alien. So we can't communicate with them for the most part. We kind of can. We understand how they communicate, but when an ant sees a superhighway, this is someone else's quote, they don't think twice. So it's possible there are aliens that have superhighways right above us. We can't tell what it is. Same as a dog doesn't understand other than stay away from it. But one of the issues I think is often neglected in the conversation about aliens is we assume aliens would be on a very similar planet to us.
What Tim was saying there is that maybe there's some sort of conduit or some sort of way they're traveling by Earth. Well, understand that the Earth, the solar system, even the whole galaxy is moving towards something. So we're not in the same place. We're constantly moving. And considering that aliens not necessarily will have to be a carbon-based life form, much like us, humans. They can be ammonia-based. They could be on a completely different planet, heavier gravity, lighter gravity. So again, when it comes down to are they out there? Have they visited us? Probably not. Because just the vastness, the emptiness of space. So you get some civilization that's 1 million years old, that it gets some sort of signal from us. Why would they come to us? They're probably so far ahead of us, and they've already been, let's say they are 1 million years old. They've already been exploring other universes, other dimensions. Why would they even mess with us? They wouldn't. I guarantee you that if a civilization was over 100 million years old and they found us, they'd find us insignificant. Much like an ant coming across a superhighway. He wouldn't think twice.
We assume that they would have some kind of gaseous atmosphere, perhaps it's a liquid atmosphere. And one of the things that I would ask of a researcher, because I'm not the expert, is the fact that we have the proper balance of oxygen in the atmosphere to manipulate fire, which allows us to, separate elements and then create computers and components and fuels, wouldn't exist on a planet without the same, atmosphere we existed in.
Going back to dissimilar planets, this is an interesting thing. What Tim was just saying is that the technology that some of these, let's just say, more advanced civilizations may or may not have, in this instance may have, would be far more advanced than us. We barely got off this planet and touched the moon. Yeah, we can send probes out. And that's the other thing too, is that who's to say these aliens are actually flying ships themselves? Why would they have to? They could send probes and drones like we do. to other parts of the world that we live in? Why would they actually spend the resources and or alien power, manpower, whatever gender they profess to? Why would they spend all that time to come over here? It just doesn't make any sense. If water is extremely, if it's a, not an element, but if it's a compound out there in the universe that's readily available, why would they spend all the resources and all that manpower and fuel and technology to come over here to even, let's say they want to test us, or why? It doesn't make any sense. If you think about it, humans in and of themselves are pretty fragile. So let's say they do scoop up a few people and they start messing with them. Why would they do that? But then again, they could. That's the whole thing, is that we don't know. They could be here or they could not be here. But the thing is that why would they spend numerous resources on their planet or where their solar system or even in their galaxy to come out to us and start probing us and checking our cavities for whatever? It doesn't make any sense. If the case that they're millions of years ahead of us culturally and technologically speaking. Doesn't make any sense. So the thing was, in short here, what during this JRE podcast was that he never really explored, or he always said, well, we're interesting people. Are we? Out of all the different planets in the universe, all the different galaxies in the universe, why are we more interesting than somebody else? It just doesn't make any sense. Well, that's your day 45. See you for day 46. And I'll see you tomorrow.